So before we dive deep into SQL, there are some terminologies I would like to introduce to us to help us understand SQL and make us have a better understanding of how this thing works, right? And one of the terms we'll be making use from time to time is database. Database. When you are dealing with
Yeah.
SQL, there's no escape room. There's no escape route. There's no how you will not be speaking, you will not be using some terms that that will be using as we move on. So now database, what do you understand by database? Now let me give an empirical example that we are relating with. So a database is like just like the name, a database, like a container that will store data, a place where data are stored, right?
Mm-hmm.
So an unstructured place can be like put on a paper, can be in our mind. There are some things that probably you might be scrolling through social media, or you can be walking on the road, you can be speaking with someone, any other time. An idea can just pop up to your head and you feel like, oh, this is interesting. And you might not have the resource to write it down or to send it to someone as a voice note or to put it somewhere. So our mind is a perfect example of a database. On a paper, probably you have a book where you write all the points you be gaining from this course, you know, where you write it because it is new to you. So you have either ebook or physical book where you jot down the points to make you better understand or where you so that paper or that book is a database. The computer, the device we are using, yeah, the phone, the laptop we are using is a database because it stores some data, right? And irrelevant data at that. This PowerPoint I'm sharing with you is also data because it stores some amount of data. Then the comment section in this Google Meet that we are using to communicate is also a database. So these are
Okay.
few examples that I believe that we can relate with that are database. So simply
Okay.
put, a database is just like a place where we store data. Yes. So now those are unstructured ways, right? Those are unstructured ways. So now structured coming to structured database. Now a database is now like an organized selection or rather an selection of structured data. So I will move on. Let's have another example of a database. Now we have uh physical library or e-library. Yes, e-library, where we have different categories of books, right? We have
Yeah.
scientific books, we have romantic books, we have different all kinds of books in that e-library, and they are collectively organized in different sections according to their categories,
Mhm.
right? So this is an example, typical example of structured data. Why? It's because it is in a tabular format. So a structured data is in the tabular format. It forms of rows and columns. So each of these tables, we have five tables here, right? We have one. So each of these tables contains a specific set of data that differs from other tables, although they are connected in one way or the other. But all these five tables are structured because they are in tabular form. The
Okay.
computer in our brain. Yes, you can see that those are unstructured because you cannot really structure it or put them in an organized manner. But comparing it to this, you can see this is a very structured data. You can see using this first table as an example, you can see the first column are ID. Nothing aside from ID. So the content in this second column are also names. You can't find ID in the name. You can't find location in the names column. You can't find structured data. You refer to data in tabular format.
Okay.
You have any question?
Mm, so are you saying as they are like different in different tables, they are like these are structured database, regardless of the fact that is they are different
Data.
tables?
Yes, yes, yes. So as we even move on, there is an empirical, or what's it called, structured for unstructured. So
Okay.
this is just an introduction class. So yeah, it's basically introducing you to this thing. So as we move on, I think you have okay. So having understood database, there is a container where we store data. Now the operating system, the system we use to interact with data. Now the database is a container, right?
Yeah.
The database itself, yeah, the database itself is a container that holds this data. Now, database management system is the operating system, it's a system, it's a software that helps us to connect this database.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's just like the WhatsApp. Your WhatsApp is an app on your phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Your phone now is the database. Your phone is the database. Now, I'm using another example here. Why your app, your WhatsApp, is the operating system you use to do some specific to like to use to message your friends, to perform some specific action related to messaging, group chat, and all of that. So that
Mm-hmm.
app, that particular app, the same thing applies to this DPMS is an app as well that helps you to connect the database. Without this app, without the DBMS, the database just sits down there useless.
Mm-hmm.
So with the help of the DBMS as a software system, it helps us to interact with database to generate meaningful insight. Now let's look at this diagram. We can see that this is the database which contains the raw data. This is the DBMS, which is the
Mm-hmm.
software that we use to interact with the that we use to interact with the database. Then this is the business logic because for us as a data analyst, why we can make sense of data is because we understand data, right? Like an health or health yes, health data analysis is different from the business data analysis, right? Health data analysis understand the medical system, the health systems, right? For someone
Okay.
that studied law, or rather for someone that studied business administration, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you put that person And if that person occupied post for health and data analyst, the person will not be able to perform well. Like the person that has business logic, the person that has the, the knowledge of health system.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why business logic is just as important as the tool we use in this field. Because if you don't have the business logic, you basically have zero knowledge about what is happening. Can
Okay.
you even be able to generate from it? Yeah. So and this is you as a person using your system with the DBMS and the business logic you have to interact with the database. So once you use your business logic with the one you have before installing the DPMS, and you have the DPMS you should be using throughout the course to interact with database that has raw data. Then you'll be retrieving the data using the DBMS as a software to generate meaningful insights to give or to make better decisions for the organization you are working for. So that is the flow of this diagram. Database, the software you are using, which is the SQL, and your business body. Then you and the person using all this. So you use it to generate this to make the organization move forward.
Yeah. Okay.
So now the DBMS as an operating system, as a software, is basically divided into two.
Okay.
So we have two primary types of database. We have the relational database and the non-relational database.
Okay.
So the relational database stores the data in tabular format, which are structured data. This relational database is stored uh, it stores data in structured format. And what do we mean by structured data? It's basically in tabular format. That's it,
Okay.
in tabular format, in forms of tables, in forms of rows and columns. Now, for the relational database that stores structured data, we have different flavors that we use in storing structured data. So what do I mean by different flavors? For example, our spreadsheet. We have different flavors of spreadsheet like Microsoft Excel, Sheet, amongst others. Those are the two most popular spreadsheets, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those are the two flavors that are widely known as spreadsheets. So here again, we have different flavors of relational database, which are MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, Microsoft Server. So you will agree with me that if you understand how to use Microsoft Excel, you can transfer that knowledge using Google Sheet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So the same thing applies here. If you understand MySQL, you can basically understand Postgres. All are related, just that they are different components. So these are flavors of relational database. Then for non-relational database, they don't structure they don't store data in structured format. It's the
Okay.
direct it's the direct opposite of relational database.
Mm-hmm.
So Relational database stores data in structured format, while
Mm-hmm.
non-relational database do not. So we have different forms. They can be in documents, they can be in pictures, they can be in graphs, you know, but they are not in tabular format. So these are four categories of non-relational database. We have the documents, we have the key values, the wide column, the graphs, that form major categories. So just like the flavors, we have the relational database, the non-relational database also have their own. We have the MongoDB, we have the Redis, we have the Cassandra, and we have the Fuji. So all these are flavors of non-relational database. So it is nice for me to introduce you to this thing, even though we will not be making use of this, but it is important you have an idea of how this thing works. So moving forward, we'll be focusing on this relational database. Focus on this relational data, which means we're working on structured data.
Okay.
Yeah, so looking at this pictorial diagram, it has the relational database and non-relational database. So from what we discussed, can you tell me the difference between relational and non-relational?
Okay. For the relational, it's in a tabular format. There's rows and column, and it's usually structured, right?
Okay, yes,
Then for non-relational, it's they don't come in tabular forms in rows or column. They come in like in a large document, or so I think from what I saw in graphs, web application, and the likes. So
well,
wide column.
yeah, well
Yeah,
done.
yeah, that's
That's
what
good.
I got.
So for the relational, we in data field, there are some terms that we use instead of using the relational database and non-relational database. We simply use SQL and no SQL. So SQL here is structured data, the data that are stored in structured format. Why no SQL? You just simply tell you that these databases are not structured, which is no SQL, not structured data.
Okay.
Structured and not structured. Yeah, so now moving on, we are now going to focus on this friend, on our friend here, SQL. Leave the long SQL out of it. We are going to focus on SQL. So if you saying SQL, well, what do you understand by SQL? What does it mean? What exactly is so SQL is an acronym. It stands for structured query language.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it stores structured data for our previous understanding of SQL stores basically structured data. This structured data are tabular. So this SQL is a programming language that we use to interact with data. So we use SQL to manipulate, to learn, to retrieve, and perform lots of actions on the
Mm-hmm.
database. Yeah. So for this database, we have the just like you mentioned, we have different flavors of SQL. which is the database. We have these are few. We have lots of that flavors. We have the MySQL, SQL. All these just have in mind that they are just different companies
Mm-hmm.
that produce this SQL, which is a programming language that you can learn from or use at work. Now,
Mm-hmm.
in SQL, we have sub-language, just like any language. Any language, we have sub-language. And this language, sub-language, it helps us to dissect SQL. It helps us to understand the different sections of SQL and they even how are they even important or how do we use them. So these sub-languages, there are some because SQL is broad, very broad. So we have these sub-languages, so let's look at them for a particular.
Mm-hmm.
The first one here is data query language. This data
Data.
query language is data query language. The acronym is SQL.
Mm-hmm.
So this particular language helps us to retrieve data, nothing else.
Helps to do what?
Helps us to retrieve, helps us to retrieve data. Like we are collecting, we are showing. Yeah, retrieve is the perfect word. It helps us to retrieve data stored in this database.
Okay.
Do you get it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it helps us to retrieve data from the database. So SQL is this particular language just helps us to know there are data that are stored there. So if I want to understand the data that are stored, if I want to build some tables or build some data and try to, explore the data. So this particular language helps us to retrieve data. And the common command is select.
Okay.
Yeah. The common command that is used to retrieve data is select. We'll be using selective. In fact, every day, every time, every month. For now, for all our queries, our command will be right. Most likely use select because they are already stored there and we can show them or manipulate them without this command. Most likely we use select. So we
Okay.
have a data definition language. Oh, sure. This helps us to like change or alter the tables a bit because now it is stored in that database, right? Sometimes you might want to rename the table name, you might want to, there's some clues out uh originally might not be comfortable with we are working on the data. So there's some data or the table that maybe customer data and you might just want to name it or probably it is shortened to cost data. And you might just feel like what is cost data? Just give it a full name, the name it is, like the it has the customer details, right? And you might want to change the name of the table from cost data to customer table. So all these commands are gotten from the data definition line because it helps you to alter the name of the table, the structure of the table, or there are some tables there that they are irrelevant, no, because not all data might find interesting when working with this or when trying to generate insight from this data. Not all of them are interesting, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
might want to drop them, you might want to delete some that are irrelevant to analysis. So these commands are found in this data definition language. So now we discuss the query language, manipulation language, and so the manipulation language, which is data manipulation language, is DML. So this is where most of our commands are and data analysis, if not all. Most. You want to manipulate, you want to get the top base, you want to sum, you want to aggregate, you want to buy, you want to sort, you want to make conditional statements. All of these are in data manipulation language. All of this that has to do
Okay.
with storing data or doing any form of manipulation. I brought it from this time. Now, this control language is like giving the data group, this organization that has data team. The data engineers are the one team. So the data engineers are their primary goal is to collect data, right? Is to ensure that they transfer the data from websites, from different data sources. Data from Amazon, AWS, the what is it called? This Microsoft data lake, different data sources. They help you to now dump it in the database where we data analysts can now generate meaningful insight. So this particular language for data engineers, because they give you the permission to the database like it is restricted majorly for data teams. So not everyone should have access to it, right? Except you want to make use of it, like data engineers or data analysts. So the data engineers will now give us grant us permission to use this database. So they can grant us or withhold this permission. So this language or this command are called data control language. Are we clear? Are you with me?
Yes, I am.
Right. So the last but not the least here is transactional control language. These are also used by data engineers, data administrators, those that are heavy on data, like data engineers. They help us to go back, save what these are, believe me, throughout your what's it called? Your years in this line, that field might not use this because they are restricted. You might not even have the power to do all this, like the control to have the control over the data of this position. What you are specifically employed for is to generate this, and you'll be given access to because you are not in control behind the scene over what is in the data. So most of the time you have what you use is query language, the definition language, and the control language. So now let's see the some of these commands. Each of these we have the create command, we have the alter, draw, truncate. These are very few commands. We have more to take, more a lot of this command SQL. So don't worry, you have to move on to get comfortable writing this and what you do is you
Okay. So are we going to be making use of all these SQL commands here, like the DDL, DML, this? Okay.
So this is how it was, right? We are going to
Mm-hmm.
be making use of these commands. For the more you practice, the more you get better. So now,
The more,
for example,
I didn't get that. The more was
the more you practice, the more you work on SQL, the better you are.
okay. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So just like I said, this control language are not your place. And these two control languages are not this transactional control language and this data control are not your place because you are not an engineer. You don't transfer. data from um, website or different data sources to the database. So you most likely use the data query language, the data definition, and notification language. Those are the three ones that you always use. Always. So the more, don't worry, as we install this beautiful app and get some questions, will be interacting with explore as many as
Okay.
many as we can. Yeah. So there's no need to worry. Don't worry about that. I'll take over. I'm here for you.
Okay.
All right. So let's get into it. Let's on SQL.
So we are using the Microsoft server.
Yes, yes, yes. The MSSQL. That's Microsoft Server. So
Okay.
I'm dropping. Yeah, can you see the link?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So this is the link we use it to download and see if because the process is I will also drop what's it called, the link that will guide you. The link that will guide you, helping you to know how to properly install because it takes up quite some steps and it takes lots of time. Even if your network is fast, I quickly download it very fast, but installation is it takes time. It takes time.
Okay.
So
So
I'm
I
going
clicked
to
on the link and I'm seeing server 216, 217,
can you share
219.
your screen? Can you share your
Okay.
screen?
All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Now scroll down. Express. Then can you cancel this pop-up on your screen so that I can properly see your screen? This other logo. Yes. So you download the SQL Server 2022 Express. Yes, the last one.
Okay.
So I've sent the link in group chat. Let's see how that goes.
You've what?
Yes, install. What's this? Yes, install. Install. I can't see your screen.
Sorry, I'm trying to.
You permit it. It's like you are not permitting to give it a permission that it accept.
Okay. I think I have to do something.
What are you trying to do?
It's a MacBook, so it's not just installing. I think it's asking me to do something else.
Can you open your file explorer? Let me see the file you can. Just open
Mm.
your download
Let me use this.
file explorer. Here. Right click on your download.
Downloads.
Yes, you can click on it.
Okay. Do you want to allow me some?
Yes. So this takes quite. Basic, basic,
What should I click?
basic. Click on basic.
Basic. Okay.
Accept. Yes,
Then
accept.
so
Yes, install. This download box is not making it function. So this take quite some time. So to help you properly download or rather install, because after this you are still going to install the MSS, so the studio, which is the Microsoft SQL Server Studio. This one.
sorry, I didn't get that.
I said I sent a link to the group chat that will help you with the next step because you're going to install the this thing. This will continue to install one each package.
What you sent on the group chat, is it different from what I'm downloading now?
No, it's not different. So why I sent that link, okay, let's probably see because the installation takes quite some time. So this is installing each of this package, right? So after
Mm-hmm.
the installation, okay, you can see it. So it will continue to install like that. So we just hope that it takes a lot of time because usually
Let's do what?
I said let's hope it doesn't take lots of time because usually that's why I send the link just guide you. But let's wait a bit.
Okay. Okay. I think it's going very fast. Or it's fast enough.
Stop sharing.
So
Okay, let me stop sharing.
how long have you been working with SQL?
So I thought I stopped sharing.
Sorry?
Can you see my screen?
Your screen. You are, yes, yes, you are presenting the PowerPoint presentation, right? And now it's saying I said it did not install.
You install again. What's happening here? What's happening, Chica?
It says it failed to install for some certain reason. So I'm trying again.
It stopped?
It said it failed to install.
Okay, failed to install. Why? Probably your network. Why shouldn't
Mhm.
you have SQL on your PC before?
What?
Do you have SQL on your PC before?
No, I don't. It's saying unable to install. Why is it saying unable to install? Unknown error.
Yeah, shouldn't be ever. Um, things.
Maybe because it's a MacBook. I'm going to try.
Okay, it's not. It's another. That's. Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry about that. I think the
Yeah,
process is quite different.
no problem.
Like,
Let me try on HP and see what will happen.
are you okay? Do you have HP?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you cannot connect us with the.
Let me join with the just give me a minute. Let me join with the HP laptop. Okay.
Okay, this is the HP.
What?
I said this is not the HP. I saw it on the HP.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, so click on install SSMS. So
Why does it keep saying like the website is not going?
yeah, it's the
Is it
installing
network?
system
What?
in your network. It's supposed
Maybe try it at night then.
yeah, you can just follow the link on the that's it for what is it?
What? I
For
didn't get that.
I said you can follow the link for any other for other systems, Mac, not Mac products. But for MacBook products, you I think this is better since you already installed the first app and then I will
Okay.
install the second app. Yes. So you can just follow the link to get it properly installed because it will give you the right app on.
I didn't get that. Your voice is sounding muffled.
Wow. So I said, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
All right. I said, since we are on our way to install the second app, which is the SSM Institute, where we'll be
Mhm.
writing our code, probably you should follow the link so that you can install the studio properly on your system. Since it is HP, you shouldn't have
Yeah.
any issue.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
are
posted
you
it.
talking about this link?
You said what?
Are you talking about the link you sent on WhatsApp, the group chat?
Yes, yes. It's a YouTube link that directs on how to install the Microsoft SQL Server on our systems, on our PC.
Okay.
You keep on clicking the install system. Probably it's one or two things. Probably the page is down currently or to your network. And I guess your network is pretty. I don't know why. But that's the next step.
Yeah, I think maybe I'll try in the middle of the night because I don't know what I was trying to do on Microsoft. It seems maybe there's like a lot of traffic on Microsoft here.
Yes.
That's what I've noticed. So I'll try again maybe um in the middle of the night. But after this installs, what's next?
So once you install it, then I will just take you, I'll introduce all the tabs, icons, how we can get to know the Canva and how we can write code on that. But the installation is full step. So once you install it on your system, so you can just open the app and get to know it better. That's
Okay. Yeah, I think it's traffic at this point. As that it's disrupting our class. Hmm.
all right. So do you have any question in regards to
No, not at all. No, I don't have a question right now. More of a practical kind of person. So maybe when we get into um
everything is on the record?
yeah, when we
So
get
I'll send
into
you said what
no, I'm saying like when we get into SQL, I probably have questions then.
all right. Okay. So that note can we call it a day?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
And then so on that Can we call it a day?
Okay, that's fine. So it's going to be till next week, Tuesday, right?
Yes, next time.
Okay, no problem. It's fine.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, bye.